Hello there. I'm back to discuss a bit of some of the drawing instruments that I use, basic drawing instruments for indenting or drawing. Okay, we'll start off with the most basic, of course, which is the pencil. Now they come in hard lead to soft leads. When you say hard leads, they're mainly for the lines. For example, this one. Make a sort of samples. Okay, the advantage of this is that they're cheap. You can do, and they're light, and you can do lots of lines first. You need to sharpen them though. Okay, some of the softer pencils. Okay, this is more of a giveaway pencil, and some are, of course, the soft ones are mainly for shading, but they can be also used as line drawings. Okay. So the disadvantage is that these will shorten eventually when you keep on sharpening them to a point that they're no longer usable. The next type are the clutch or the mechanical pencils. Okay, this one, for example, takes in this sanguine lead. They have black leads also, the normal ones, but these are for shading, of course, line drawings also. Mechanical pencils are mainly for technical drawings or thinner lines, edge drawings, and the sorts. This one, for example, it's a 0.03 millimeter pencil. And what about inks? Yes. So, roughly they're drawing pens. I mean, and they have variations from fine to medium, and some they you know I like doing inks directly because you can pencil, of course, but normally what I do is I directly ink sketch. They also come as pen brushes. Okay, disposable pen brushes. These can produce thin, thick lines depending on how comfortable you are or what your skills or what you want to do. And then, there are disposable pens are easy. Okay, you can just buy them and they're cheaper. They're roughly about $1 to $1.50. And one disadvantage of this is that once you run out of ink, and that's it. You need to throw them away, and then you have to buy new ones. One thing that I do highly recommend are fountain pens. Okay, fountain pens, for example, they come in. They're usually for writing. For example, this one. They have a nib. There are dip nibs that you can, those types that you need to dip on the ink and draw or write with. The advantage of fountain pens is that these are refillable with inks. So I'm going to show you a converter. Yes, this is the injection. When you put this, you take this out and you put ink in it. Refill it once you're going low at any time, and you can choose the many different types of inks that are available for fountain pens. The disadvantage for fountain pens is that the inks are normally not waterproof. It's one thing that I like using are waterproof black inks. I think only black inks come in water resistant or waterproof, as opposed to something that is colored like browns or oranges or greens. For example, I filled this fountain pen with not black, waterproof. Okay, you have to make sure that you do not use those drawing inks that are not suited for fountain pens, or else they're gonna clog up. There are certain fountain pen inks which are black that are waterproof. They're designed to flow within the system of the mechanism of a fountain pen. For example, this one I loaded up with Noodler's ink. Okay, this is a Noodler's pen. One thing about this pen, it's called the Ahab, by the way, is that you can do thin lines and you can do thick lines with pressure. Let's see, and if I go, yes, and this particular thing is filled with by unscrewing this thing and putting ink in, but it has this plunger mechanism which I took out, but this is a more versatile type of pen, because I love this pen because it does these variations of lines which I need, thin to thick, or on the fly. And you can do some of the things that I like doing are letterings. Okay, these are samples of the lettering that I did. Well, not. But basically, you get a lot of calligraphy like, well, not really calligraphy, more like a flexible nib type of lettering, with flourishing a bit. But anyway, so these are some of the basic things that I use. Well, normally now I'm using these. I hardly do pencils nowadays. Pencil, sometimes. These flexible, disposable pens, yes, I do use them. And but normally now I'm more confident with doing lines directly on paper. I think that should be the goal of any sketcher. If I'm teaching students, I actually go directly with pens, and I highly recommend fountain pens because they're great for refilling with inks that you need or want, and they're more, well, in terms of ink volume, they're more economical in the long run. And but one disadvantage of fountain pens is that it's kind of messy. You have to fill up anything with bottled ink. Some consider bottled ink, especially the ones with the waterproof types of inks, to be a bit more expensive. But in the long run, I think it's worth it. And I guess that's it. Questions? You can comment, and I'll get back to it if I can. Okay, thank you very much for listening.